Hello, hello, hello. How are you on this fine Wednesday? All right, you know the drill. Grab the beverage. This one is stay positive. Stay positive. I think that's a great message for today. Because what? Today is hump day. It's hump day. Everyone says when you can get over the hump of Wednesday, you can coast to the rest of your weekend. It's hump day. Do you find that Wednesday is over the hump? Yes? I don't really find that. I never did. My hardest day was Monday, starting and getting going. My Wednesday, I was pretty good. Yeah, I never had a problem with Wednesday, but some people do. Some people do. All right, if this is the first time seeing me, welcome. I come on every day, Monday through Friday, to share with you a little bit about life and how I'm navigating it and the things that I'm learning so that, let's face it, it's a little bit easier for you because you don't know what you don't know. But then when you do know, life is so much easier, so much better. So grab your beverage, have a seat. Take a few minutes and let's chat. As I am making bacon. We've talked about this a couple of times, but if you haven't heard me talk about how do you make bacon? How do you make bacon? Back in the day, my mother used to make it in the microwave. And she gave me that contraption where you drape the bacon over. There's like three T-shaped things and you drape the bacon over. I used it for a while, but the greasy splatter in the microwave, what a mess. Don't enjoy. And then it would drip into the pan, and I'd have to clean. Not a fan. I know many people use a fry pan, especially if you're only doing a couple pieces. But hey, who eats only 2 pieces of bacon? Nah, not this girl. I love bacon. And so I make the whole pack. And I don't eat the whole pack necessarily. But at least not at one sitting. But at least it's there and it's on the ready and it's cooked. And so the next morning I can take a couple pieces and put it in the toaster oven and heat them up. And they're quick. Because otherwise it takes like 20 minutes in the oven. I do it in the oven. I do it in the oven because that way I can do the whole pack at one time. And it's chewy. I like chewy. Are you a chewy bacon person or a crunchy bacon person? Let me know in a comment below. I'm a chewy girl. I don't like it raw. No way. No way, Jose. I don't like that. Where the fat is like raw. I like it cooked. But I like it chewy. Yes or yes. Especially if you're going to have a BLT. You got to have it chewy. Otherwise it's like bacon bits on a salad. Nah. Are you a crunchy person? That's what makes the world go round. Different strokes for different folks. So yes, I'm making that because I don't have time today to have breakfast. So I'm going to take it on the go because I have an appointment at 11 and then right after the appointment, I'm going to go to the grocery store because I don't have anything in the house. And so by the time I get home, it's probably going to be about 1:00, maybe a little later. And by then I'll be absolutely starving. So I'm going to have a little something. I'm going to have some bacon. And I also have these chicken meatballs that are really yummy. So I put that in the oven with the bacon. And when we're done here, I will just grab it and go. Otherwise, I'm going to be starving during this appointment. That's not a good thing. And I share with you all the things that I do that are not always comfortable, right? Not always comfortable for me. And I don't advocate and invite and share and tell you so that you do them, although I want you to do them because I think that our lives are richer and better when we do. But I do them myself. I don't just say what to do, tell you what to do, and then not do it. That would be kind of hypocritical. I do it. And I truly believe that the best life lived is one with periods of uncomfortableness, unfamiliar things that we do, situations we put ourselves in. And so last night I did just that. And so what did I do? So I really wanted to listen to acoustic guitar player, right? Somebody who like plays an acoustic guitar and just sings and just relax, chill. And so I asked a couple of people. Yeah, I know it's last minute. But I just found it on the internet that it was happening, in a town that's like 30 minutes from me. So I reached out to a couple of people, but unfortunately they were busy. And a previous version of me would have just said, screw it. There's no one to go with. I'll just watch a show on Netflix, or I'll just crochet, or maybe I'll start a puzzle, or maybe I'll call a friend, or maybe I will organize a closet. There's always something else to do. But I really wanted to listen to the music. Do you understand what I'm saying? I really, really wanted to listen to the music. And so I did something that is uncomfortable for me. See if you can relate. I don't love going to things by myself. I don't like to eat by myself. I don't like to go to events by myself. Yeah, I just don't love it. And so it would have been really easy. No one would have known, right? No one would have cared if I didn't go. But I knew. And so what did I do? I procrastinated. I got sucked into the internet. The gentleman came on at 7 p.m. and I wanted to eat before I went. And that would require me stop doing what I was doing and make some dinner and eat. But I got sucked into the internet, probably on purpose, a little bit, procrastinating. And I made my dinner. And instead of leaving at 6:30, I was eating dinner at 6:30. But then, the little voice in my head was like, well, now you're too late. And then the voice over here was, no, you're not. He's singing for like 2 hours. And so I did something that was very unfamiliar and uncomfortable. And I took Duncan and I went and listened to this person sing. We were only there for 30 minutes. I would have been there longer had the gentleman actually been singing songs I knew, but I didn't know any of the songs. And of course, he chooses to sing a song I know as I am physically leaving with Duncan. But I did it. Did it kill me? No. Was I uncomfortable? A little bit. But even when you go with somebody, it's not like you're chatting up a storm because you're listening to the music, right? So it was okay. There wasn't a huge crowd there that I could just mingle and get lost in. I kind of sat in the back because I didn't want to lug a chair, and all the chairs that were put out were taken. And so I just kind of sat in the back on this little stoop that I found and just sat and listened for 30 minutes. And Duncan accommodated. He was kind enough to, because he gets really curious in new places. And he wants to like sniff and investigate everything. And I let him do it a little bit, but then I wanted to sit down and just listen. And so he laid there next to me and just enjoyed the music for 30 minutes. And then we got up and went home. And I worked a little bit on my crochet, and I talked to my brother, and it was a wonderful evening. It was such a nice evening. But have you ever done that? Now, when I was back in college, I realized that there were going to be times that I was going to have to go out to eat by myself. Ugh, super uncomfortable. Excuse me. And this was before cell phones. Right now, everybody's on their cell phone at the table, out at restaurants. See it all the time, right? And you can scroll, you can read a book, you can, whatever. You research things, online, because you have your phone right there. But back in the 80s when I was in college, there were no cell phones. So I remember this vividly. I grabbed a book and I went to the Rathskeller. And I remember even what I ordered. I ordered chili, a bowl of chili, and I sat all by myself and attempted to read my book. Now, I must have read the same chapter like 16 times, the same paragraph 16 times, because I was so uncomfortable. And if you don't have a book, or if I didn't have a book, then you're just kind of like, looking around, and you don't want to stare at people or eavesdrop, even though that's exactly what you're doing, right? And so a book is a good thing. And it was so uncomfortable. Oh my God, it was so cringy. I just wanted to run out of the restaurant, the little Rathskeller on campus. But I did it because then I knew being single back then, I was going to need at some point not to do takeout and come back home and eat by myself in my dorm room or my apartment, but to actually go out to eat and be okay with it. Now, I travel quite a bit. And a lot of times I'm traveling by myself. I'm traveling to go see my daughter, or I'm traveling to a retreat, or I'm traveling to go see friends, and I'm traveling by myself. So there are times where I'm going to be sitting and eating by myself. And it was a great opportunity for personal growth. And so often we call those moments bad, like awful, right? Those cringy, uncomfortable moments. Yeah, not a fan favorite. Whether it's digging myself out of a financial curveball or sitting in a restaurant all by myself. Those uncomfortable moments are uncomfortable. And the only way to get comfortable with them is to what? What? I'm listening. What? Yeah. Do them. Is to do them. And so I do them. Do I love it? No. When I traveled to France this summer, my plane, the plane was canceled. Where was I? I was in Brussels. And my flight got canceled. And so, thank goodness, there was literally a hotel like right on the premises. And so I went, and I was hungry, so I went to eat. I didn't want to sit in my hotel room. So I sat down in the restaurant and ate by myself. That one time in college allowed me to start feeling a little less uncomfortable. Now, do I do that on the regular? No, I don't. But now when I am in a situation where I need to sit and eat by myself, it's a little more tolerable. Don't love it. If I'm being honest, I don't love it. I find it awkward. I find myself feeling really awkward. Not having anyone to talk to, not having anything to do, but to just look around and wait for my food to come out. And yes, I can get on my phone. That is a godsend, or read a book. But, I feel awkward. I feel very awkward. And I don't feel like, some people feel like, oh, I feel like a loser because I don't have anybody eating with me. I don't feel that way. I don't feel like a loner or a loser. I just feel awkward, and uncomfortable. And that's how I felt last night going to an event, but I did it anyway. Let me know of something that makes you feel incredibly uncomfortable. And would you push yourself to do it anyway? You know, I have some really, really good friends that live over in Europe, and we keep in touch by exchanging videos every day. And we were talking about the fact that we label situations or times in our life as good or bad. What if we reframe them as all good? And you're like, wait, Amy, not all of them are good. They don't feel good. They might not feel good, but what happens if they're all for the good? Our next best version of us. And she gave a great example, and I'm stealing this, Sita. This was fabulous. She said, when our children are growing, right, they have a growth spurt. Like, let's say they grow 2 inches in a month. That's a lot in a month. And my daughter did that, and her joints hurt so bad. It was so painful. But instead of saying it was a bad thing, we just called it what it was. It was a growth spurt, right? It was a growth spurt. And what if the feelings of uncomfortableness, awkwardness, even pain are not bad? They're just growth spurts. Opportunities for us to grow emotionally, in this case, physically, right? With our children. I was like, that's genius. If I can reframe a difficult time to be just one of growth, it's not bad. I might not love it, but it also doesn't last forever. And knowing that I will actually be better off for it, makes me stop labeling those uncomfortable, awkward times as bad. They're not bad. Even that financial curveball that I went through, that wasn't bad. It was hard. It was super hard. Let's not sugarcoat it. Super hard. But it was super growth spurt for me. Super duper. And it allowed me to be the next best version of myself. It allowed me to learn skills that I didn't have. And, yeah, it was for the better. It was for the better, even though it was hard. And just because something is hard doesn't mean it's bad. I'll let that sink in. Because I thought that was genius. I honest to goodness did. I thought that was absolutely genius. So if you're going through a growth spurt, my friend, stay positive. Stay positive. As I say in my book, Words of Wisdom, this too shall pass. And as a result of it passing, we're a better version because of it. It's for our next best version. It's not bad. It might be difficult. It might be awkward. It might be uncomfortable, but it's not bad. And reframing that has been like a light bulb moment for me. I hope it's been a light bulb moment for you. And if you know somebody that needs this light bulb moment, maybe they're going through a difficult time. Maybe they got laid off. Maybe their relationship ended. Maybe there was death of a loved one. That could be a fur baby too. Maybe they're just going through a difficult time. Maybe they're going through menopause and everything is upside down and sideways. Maybe they're going through empty nest. It's just a growth spurt. That's all it is. It's not bad, and it won't last forever if you don't sit in it and hold on to it and keep it forever. Let it pass. All right. I hope this has been helpful. I hope you have the most wickedly wonderful Wednesday. And I will catch you, my friend, tomorrow. Cheers. Stay positive. See ya.